My name is Brian Kwoma. I'm a software engineer at Techsavanna. I'm here today to present to you one of our products, the POS. Let's get started. So the first thing we have here is we're going to set up an account for a user. We'll be able to add the first name, the last name, the email, and their phone number. Then the password, set it up. Then select your industry for the same. So in this case, I'll take a retail store. Then you can create your account. You can enter your company details or your business details. So in this case, you can adjust the abbreviation accordingly and enter the tax ID. Select your currency, the country you're in, and update maybe the street address or the address of your business or your company. Then you can proceed. In this instance, the system is provisioning your business, providing the warehouse, providing your information and updating it accordingly so that once you're able to access it, you're able to proceed and perform sell at initialization. So on successful creating, you can update and allow several settings for your POS. So in this case, I'll add an additional partial payments, then click continue. And finally, you can enable eTeams integration for the same, but for now, we'll skip and complete. So the first screen you'll note is that you have the dashboard. Welcome into the dashboard. You're able to see the several warehouses that are assigned to you. At initialization, you are auto-provisioned with the warehouse, the default warehouse for your location, which is also given your company name. You're able to now proceed and seed the products accordingly. So these are the products that are been available to you that you can seed and adjust them into your system accordingly regarding to how you do your selling price and your buying price, as well as the quantity that you have. You could call this the opening stock or opening stock balance for your business. So I'll do a sample of 2. So once you're done, you select the products that you've updated the prices accordingly and the quantity that you have in your store at initialization. Then finally, click create items. So that is processed. After processing, it will be redirected to our dashboard, which will show you a couple of dashboard analytics for a time period, for a warehouse, for specific stuff that you have. And it will show you the total revenue, total purchases, the outstanding invoices, the net profit, any returns on sales, and any purchase returns, as well as any operating expenses and any pending shipments. That is if you offer a shipping service. So next, you are able to view your products from over here. You view the products that you've just added. You're able to search each product by name or code. You're able to filter by the different item groups that are available. You're also able to filter by the brand of the item and also by the type and if it's an enabled product or a disabled product. That means you can disable a product from being used in your store. Next, you have the ability to add a new product, which will provide the essential information, that is the item code and the item name, as well as a selection for the item group that you have. For instance, you can do a beverage and also select the unit of measurement for that specific product. You are also able to set the price settings and update if you want to be able to purchase that specific product. Then once you're done, you'll click create product, and then it will be added into your list. Next, you're also able to come back and load products again if you find that you've missed one, or you have something that you do not have, maybe perhaps. You're also able to search through this list for the loaders. So we're able to search, let's say for instance we can search for honey. You'll be able to select it and add it accordingly to your preference. Next, you're able to add the categories to your to your system. You're also able to edit the product categories, create a new product category, and also assign it to a parent category for the same. Next, you're able to add brands. That is brand if you offer different brands for your products. Can have maybe in this case you can have Gucci, Louis Vuitton, depending on what you have or what you're offering in your business or your company. So you're also able to create a brand, assign a brand name. Then during products, adding a new product, you can now assign that brand to the products that you are adding. Next, you're able to adjust the units accordingly. Maybe you do not need an acre unit in your system. You can do away with it or edit it accordingly. So there are several units of measure that we've updated. They are up to 250. You're able to select them and use them accordingly to what you need. You're also able to create a new unit depending on the kind of service or the kind of products that you offer. Next, we have a warranties setup, where you'll be able to select to add a warranty to your product. Let's say you have your industry handles electronic devices, handles cars. You're able to come here, set a warranty period. You can adjust it in days or months or years accordingly, and then adjust the period and save a warranty for that. Next, we have the price groups. These are used when managing the different customers that you have, so that you can assign a price group to a different customer, or a loyal customer, or a customer in a certain location for you. So that is the purpose of having the price groups. But we have here, we're able to add the different price groups, select the price name, the currency, and if it is a buying or a selling price type. You're also able to edit the different price groups, and also able to disable or enable a price list accordingly. Next, at initialization, you're able to view the sales history of whatever you've sold as a sales invoice, and we also have the POS invoice depending on the kind of sale that you're offering. So the POS invoice will be handled by adding a new invoice over here, and for the sales, the POS, you're able to open it, enter your initial cash that you have, that is the opening balance. Then you can click open the session. Once your session is open, you're able to once your session is open, you're able to select the different products. Say for instance, you can select that bathing soap, and it will automatically update to you the price as well as the warehouse that it is located in. You're also able to select or add quantities as you wish, and then you can proceed to checkout. At checkout, you're able to select the different payment methods, then enter the amount given, and finally complete the sale. You're also able to select the customers. If it's a loyal customer, you're able to select from the customer list, and also able to add a customer for the same, for the loyalty point configuration. Next, you're able to manage the entries. These entries mean that all the POS entries that you have, that is for different terminals in your setup. So every entry will have its own, every terminal will have its own entry, so that you're able to manage each entry and the kind of services or the products that were sold for that specific entry, the amount made for that specific entry or terminal in this case. You're also able to filter by the different statuses for all the entries, the cancelled, open, and the draft. You're also able to filter from one date to another, from different dates, that is the date range, so that you can view the performance of each terminal in your setup. Next, we have the ability to add a store, set up a store, and assign staff to different stores. So for instance, at initialization, you are provided with 6 stores. This one is the default store that is assigned to your company, and it inherits the company name. So you're also able to enable or disable a store, also set a default for that store, manage the staff within that store, and edit it accordingly. Then you're able to add a store from here. You'll be able to enter the warehouse name, select type, and the rest of the information, including the address information. These are optional fields that you'll be able to are not necessary for you to create a warehouse or a store that for that instance. Then for the staff assignment module, this is where you come and assign staff. For instance, you can assign a staff to all the warehouses, or a single warehouse, or a single store for that matter, so that all the information they'll be viewing will only be information recorded according to that specific warehouse or store. Next, we have the inventory module, where you are able to have a preview of the kind of actions that you're able to perform in the inventory, which provides a real-time stock management. So you have the stock summary, low stock alert, the stock ledger entries, inventory details, the stock entries, material receipts, issues and transfers, advanced entry, and stock reconciliation. So you can go to stock list, where you'll be able to view the stock that you've just added. So for instance, we seeded this data into the inventory. Now we're able to see the kind of inventory that we have. It will show you the total value of your stock, the total number of items that you have. It will also show you the items that are out of stock and low stock items. So by default, the low stock is capped at 10. So the moment you have items that go below 10, you'll be able to view them as low stock item. This value is adjustable in the settings. Next, you're able to view the low stock. We'll come here, you'll view the low stock at a threshold of 10. You can adjust this value accordingly, depending on how you operate your business. Next, we have the ledger entries. This will show you all inventory transactions that happen in your business environment. For instance, these are the entries that we've just done. If you have another sale, it will show here as a deduction. If you have a purchase, it will show as an addition. Next, you have the list of all the entries that have been submitted. You're able also to view and see the details of the entries. You can also cancel an entry as well as print that entry for your filing. Next, you have the material receipts. These are all the items that you've received into your inventory. You're able to view the details of the same. View them as an incoming value because you've received them into inventory as opening stock. You're able to print the same as well as cancel. So when you do a material receipt, you're able to perform a new receipt where you'll be able to select the warehouse, select the item, enter the quantity and the rate at which you're receiving it. So you can adjust the rate at which you're receiving it accordingly, so that each reception of an item is created according to the basic rate at which you are receiving the item. Then next we have the material issues. These are issues that are done for the general operation of your store. So you're able to come and create a new issue and select the item and adjust the quantity, enter the purpose for issuing that, and then create an issue. You're also able to select from which warehouse you're creating that issue and the date in which that issue was posted. Next, we have the reconciliation. So this reconciliation follows an approval level, where you'll be able to have select maybe the item, create a reconciliation. That reconciliation will follow an approval level. That is, for instance, if we say we do a reconciliation for the bathing soap, once you're done, you will be able to see the various levels of each specific reconciliation. So once you do stock take, it is going to be reviewed by the next the person the next approval level. So for instance, in this case, we have the sales review, the quality manager, and then the final approver, who is the stock manager. These approval levels are based on the roles that are assigned to you as a person or as a staff, or the staff that you have in your system. This is able to store all the stock taking records and the comments that have been passed by that specific user during their stock take. We also maintain an audit trail for each of the stock take that has been performed. You'll also be able to be notified, for instance, all salespersons within your environment or your setup will be notified of the pending reconciliation and the need for them to do a stock take. So the view is the same, but the role for each individual is different. So that is in as far as the reconciliation goes. And then next we have the customers. You're able to add your loyal customers to the system. So you can come, do the customer name, enter the customer type that you have. Maybe you have a company, a partnership, just the territory, if possible, enter the phone number. Select the price setting. This is the price list that that customer will be assigned to. It is the price group basically. So that supposing you want to sell to this customer, maybe you are selling to them as a wholesale price, you'll assign them the standard buying. Then next, we have the ability to manage the different customer credits, where you'll be able to assign a credit limit to a customer and also check how their consumption for that credit that you've assigned them. Next, we have the list of suppliers. By default, we've seeded a couple of suppliers, but you're also able to add your own supplier and select the different groups that they're supplying. Maybe they do electrical hardware, pharmaceutical, raw materials, and all that, as well as a local supplier. And you're also able to add a supplier group accordingly. You can assign this as your own internal supplier. Perhaps maybe you have an internal supplier that does things for you, but you can also have a global list of suppliers that you're able to select for during doing your purchase orders. Next is the supplier groups. We're able to come and do a supplier, adding a supplier group, selecting the name, and adding maybe the payment terms for the same. Then next, we have the purchases module. Over here, you're able to create a new purchase, or on the same page, you're able to search for the purchase by the purchase number, by the supplier filter, and also the status of each purchase, and the date filter, that is the purchases ranging from one date into another. Then next, you're also able to view the purchase invoices that you have under you. So for instance, you can go ahead and do a simple maybe a simple purchase invoice for one of the products. So I'll select maybe Mathayu supermarket, then come ahead and select bathing soap, and then adjust the quantity accordingly. So for instance, I'll do one for a single soap, then create the purchase order. So once the order is created, you'll be able to view it as a draft. You can click on it to preview the details of that order. Once you've previewed it, you're able to submit it. Once it is submitted, it will achieve a status of to receive and bill. And clicking on it, you'll be able to receive these goods once, that is if they have been received to your store or your supermarket. So here you'll be able to generate a goods receipt note. So once you've received the goods, you will now be able to come and perform a payment over the same. So in order to perform a payment, you will create a purchase invoice. So any items that have been rejected will be outlined here. So you now create a purchase invoice, enter the supplier bill number. In this case, we'll do a sample. You can then take a photo or upload a PDF version of the invoice that you have in order to maintain a good record. Finally, click create and submit. Then the invoice is now in an unpaid status. You are able to update the payment status for the same. That is, if you've paid for the invoice, you can assign the mode of payment. Maybe it's cash or M-Pesa or wire transfer. Once you're done, you just process the payment. The invoice will now be updated as paid accordingly. That is in as far as the purchases and purchase order management is as far as it's concerned. Next, we have the stock transfers, where you can be able to issue a transfer request if you have different stores from different areas. You can request for a transfer from one of your stores. So maybe I can say I'm requesting a transfer from cereal into the store's warehouse, and then you'll come, select and add the items accordingly. Then the requested quantity, you can adjust the quantity, select the date or when you expect, though it is not a requirement. You can select the date on when you expect this transfer. Then you can click save as draft. Once it is accepted, you are able to receive it into your warehouse, and that will complete the transfer. So once the transfer is completed, it will be listed under all the transfers, where you'll be able to view the logs of all the transfers that you have. Next is the staff management module. So by default, the owner will be listed as the staff, but they cannot be edited because of their inability to adjust, the inability to allow all the other staffs to edit any other person for that matter, unless they have the role. So you can add a new staff for your system. You can adjust the names accordingly, enter their email, set a password for them, enter their phone number. You're also able to allow to assign several roles. So for instance, you can add a stock user, you can also add maybe as a clerk, as many roles as you can in terms of the operation that you need. And once you're done, you can create now the staff member, and then you'll be able now to assign them to a warehouse as needed. Next, we have the roles module, where you'll be able to see a list of all the roles that have been seeded for you at initialization. Then you are also able to create a role. So on role creation, you'll assign a role, assign a name, and you can create a name and assign, maybe require the authentication, that is for both mobile and email, then create the role. Once a role is created, it will be automatically listed over here, where you can be able to view the role, view the details, manage the permissions for that role, disable or enable that role. So for instance, you can preview the permissions management module, able to view, add permissions or remove permissions accordingly as an admin. That is as far as the role management is concerned. Then these roles are the ones that you'll now assign to your staff. Okay. Next is the settings module, where you'll be able to view the details of your business, the details of your items, your bank accounts, your payment methods, your discounts that you issue for your inventory, where you can be able to assign a discount rule to the different products, maybe per item group, assign as a percentage, select the discount percentage. Also to assign a fixed amount for a specific item group or a specific item. Then you can activate or deactivate a rule, and also set a validity period for that discount rule. Next, we have the loyalty programs, where you can be able to create a loyalty program and then assign it to a customer, set a point collection factor as well as the conversion factor during redemption. And finally, we have the reports module, where you'll be able to view the performance of your system in terms of the sales, in terms of the inventory, in terms of the stock movement, how long your stock has stayed in your inventory, as well as the different performance metrics that show you how well or how bad your business is doing. So for instance, you can go to sales analytics, which will generate for you a report. You can select the date for that it will generate for you a graph. So for instance, you can select that. And in this case, since we've not done any sell, it will show you the total revenue, the total quantity, the number of invoices that you have, and the average order value for your sales. Then it will also generate a graph for you so that you can have a general overview of of how your business is performing. Then you also have the inventory summary, which will generate for you the value of your stock for each warehouse. So for instance, at the moment, the value of the warehouse that we have is at 4,920. Next is the inventory valuation report that shows you the value of your inventory by category, by the comparison method. That is, by default, it is first in, first out, but it can also be adjusted into a LIFO valuation. So this will enable you to select the best valuation method for handling your inventory and effectively adjusting to the sales. So you can preview the category where you'll be able to select the warehouses and also view the different category breakdowns. So for instance, this is an item group for products, and the item count, the total quantity, the percentage for that value. So it will also show you a pie chart for the distribution of each of the products per category. Next is the stock movement, which will show you the turnover report, the days on hand, and the movement patterns. So each of these shows you according to the filter, or according to the number of days that you placed, and also according to the warehouse that you have, as well as the item groups. Then next you have the days on hand. This will show you how long an item has been retained in your inventory. It will show you effectively. So as for instance, the number of days on hand, that is how long a stock has been in your inventory, so that it can be determined if it is a dead stock or a performing stock. So the same goes for here. You'll be able to see the stock aging report for your inventories, and then you're also able to see the items that face an obsolescence risk. That is, items that look to be obsolete in your inventory. That is, items that are not moving. You'll be able to view them in terms of the risk levels. So for instance, if you select the low risk, it will show you select the high risk items and the medium risk items. Accordingly, it will be able to show you as a graph or as a report. So for instance, you can select for the low risk, it will be able to show you the different items. Then next we have the performance metrics. It will be able to, where the system will be able to show you the accuracy of your inventory by date and by the different warehouse. So if you want to know how accurate your inventory is, that means you're not experiencing negative values. You'll be able to see this. The accuracy rate is maintained at 100%, and it will adjust accordingly depending on the different transactions that happen in your inventory. Then finally, that is it in terms of the general overview of the system. For a more detailed understanding and a more detailed demo, kindly visit our website at Techsavanna. We're able to show you a demo and provision for you the same. Thank you.